Rennie.
The First Minister knows I support a universal basic income as well as a daily pay supplement of £29 for health and social care workers. I think these measures are needed now, and I would appreciate an update from the First Minister, if that's possible, on the progress that's been made on these issues. Can I also invite her to consider our proposals for a way to protect the 1 in 5 workers on furlough? If we turn off the scheme too soon, before companies can afford it, jobs will be lost, undermining its success. We propose keeping the furlough for longer, together with a taper. It helps companies get their cash flow started. In our discussions with the Prime Minister, will she raise our safe return to work scheme to protect jobs?
First Minister.
On the first points, I will provide updates as and when I can. I would go back to the answer I gave to Richard Leonard. We will discuss issues of pay and reward with the trade unions, employers, and make decisions on that basis. On UBI, Universal Basic Income, I am on record as saying my support for that, my position on that has gone from keen interest in exploring it to what I would describe now is active support for that, given the experience right now. We can't do that unilaterally here for reasons everybody understands, but I look forward to having Willie Rennie's support as we try to progress that idea with the UK Government. Willie Rennie will have to forgive me. I've not had the opportunity to see his proposals on the furlough scheme. I'm very, very happy to look at them in detail. As the latter part of his question alluded to, the decisions on the furlough scheme are not decisions I am able to take, but I do agree in principle that we have to provide support for businesses for as long as it is needed, and we absolutely must not, the UK Government, who are to be credited for putting in place this scheme, must not create cliff edges when they withdraw it. So I'm happy to look at the proposals Willie Rennie refers to, and if we agree with them, feed these into their discussions with the UK Government.
Willie Rennie.
I think it is important to try and work constructively on these matters with positive solutions. Many people who need non-urgent health care are in pain, discomfort and worried their conditions will get worse. For example, people with pernicious anemia suffer from tiredness, chest pain and poor balance if they do not receive regular vitamin B12 injections from their GP. Since the lockdown, that's not been possible. Those symptoms can become permanent if not treated. A constituent, Andrew Gould, is in severe pain with deterioration of his hip joints. He was due to have his hip replaced next week, but it's been postponed. He's not alone. We are protecting people from the virus, that's right, but they are suffering in many other ways too, as I know the First Minister knows. As GP surgeries and hospital wards are quieter than we'd feared that they would be, is the Government planning a safe way for these treatments and operations to start again early?
First Minister.
Yes, we are. One of the issues we set out in the paper yesterday was the way in which and when we can start to restore non-urgent elective procedures in the health service. I know the Health Secretary knows how serious it is for people who cannot get access to a range of treatments right now. You know, he mentioned B12 injections. I know from the experience of somebody very close to me how important that is, and that can be replicated across a whole range of different conditions and treatments. So that work to plan the restoration on a phased basis of NHS procedures that have been postponed is underway as part of our general planning to come out of the restrictive lockdown as quickly as we're able to. On the more general point, I would repeat a very important message that for people who have emergency symptoms or who have symptoms they're worried about, the health service is open for that, and we need to continue to get that message across. We are seeing, it's not, I wouldn't say yet good enough, but we are seeing signs in terms of hospital bed occupancy, for example, that message is starting to get across, and these numbers are going up again, which is positive, but we need to continue to make sure that message is conveyed to people. More generally, you know, dealing with this situation right now for anybody in a position of dealing with it is it's about balancing different harms that are being done to the population, trying to deal with the harm of the virus, but then also try to mitigate the harms of what we're doing to deal with the virus. And that is the complexity of the decision-making that all of us are grappling with right now, to get back to as much normality as we can, as quickly as possible, in a way that mitigates these different harms that are being done. And I will continue to listen very carefully to what members across the chamber say about that, as we will continue to listen to the views of the wider public as well.